Good evening and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Amanda Rowley. Mark and Whitney are off tonight. Well, it's the last day of the year and a big night for celebrating, but we also have a weather alert in place to tell you about. We start tonight with meteorologist Michelle Boss, who has a preview of your full forecast. Michelle?
Yeah, the good news is if you're going to be out and about tonight, very benign weather for the inland northwest. It's not going to be terribly chilly. It's seasonally cold. Temperatures will be below freezing, though, right around 30, 31 degrees, a little bit warmer downtown. But we're looking at cloudy skies. Snow is on the way for the new year, but it looks like it's going to be pretty light. However, with temperatures below freezing, if you're going to be driving home late at night, early tomorrow morning, expect to see some snow-covered roads out there. Highs tomorrow will be in the mid-30s. All right, taking a look at satellite and radar right now. It's been a mostly quiet day. However, we've had a few isolated flurries here in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Nothing significant, but I think officially 1/100th of an inch of precipitation fell today in the form of a few snow flurries earlier today. Temperature-wise, we are just above freezing right now at 33 degrees, 34 in Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures have now fallen into the upper 30s down in Lewiston, where they were in the 40s earlier today, and temperatures at freezing in many locations already: Colville, Deer Park, and Sandpoint. All right, here's a look at the short-term forecast. Again, should not see any additional snow this evening before midnight. Snow looks like it'll be working its way in between 3 and 4 tomorrow morning. Officially light snow, less than 2 inches expected here locally. 34 degrees. Some light snow for Thursday as well, about an inch or less. And then active weather for the weekend with rain and snow, slightly warmer, highs in the middle and upper 30s.
All right, thank you, Michelle. An Idaho man faces vehicular manslaughter and drug charges after being arrested for a crash that killed a 5-year-old girl. The crash happened November 22nd when the girl, her mother, and brother were headed to a hockey tournament. Our Connor McAvoy has the latest on today's developing news. Connor?
Amelia's parents, Nick and Amanda, are still processing their grief after the accident that killed their daughter. They're not ready to comment on the suspect's arrest. Today, Idaho State Patrol is identifying a suspect in the crash. 61-year-old Rick Gross was booked into the Bonner County Jail for multiple charges related to the crash, including vehicular homicide and possession of methamphetamine. Idaho State Police shared this photo of his arrest. Investigators say on November 22nd, Gross was trying to pass multiple vehicles on Highway 95 in Bonner County when he hit another car head-on. The crash killed 5-year-old Amelia Carollo and injured her mom and brother. The family was on the way to a hockey tournament at the time. KREM 2 managed to speak to the family a few weeks ago, and they say the loss is something they're still struggling to process.
Truly taking it with the mindset of one day at a time, one moment at a time. Allow yourself that time to grieve if you can, and just make it to the next day.
ISP is still investigating the crash. Anyone that has video footage or information is urged to contact them. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
The Pullman firefighters discovered a body this morning in a fire on College Hill. They do not believe the man was college-aged or connected to the university. Firefighters got the call that a small detached building on the 400 block of Northeast Maple Street was burning. They say when they got there, they found extensive debris, which made it difficult for firefighters to get inside. The cause of the fire is under investigation. We've learned more tonight about the court case against Pullman Police Chief Jake Opgenorth. We told you yesterday he was ordered to surrender his weapons. We've since learned he's accused of domestic violence and sexual assault. A woman filed a protective order this month claiming she was in a relationship with him and accusing him of those crimes. The woman said the two were in a relationship but did not live together. Yesterday's court hearing was continued at the request of Opgenorth's attorney. The man shot and killed by police over the weekend has been identified. The Spokane County Medical Examiner says 29-year-old Joshua Musselman died from multiple gunshot wounds. A team investigating the use of force now says he was shooting a realistic-looking air rifle out of his Garland District apartment. In our effort to bring you more to every story, we're digging into the numbers of police shootings in Spokane County. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy has the breakdown.
Spokane police have used deadly force almost as many times this year than in all of 2022 and 23 combined.
It has been a very violent period over the last couple of weeks.
That's former interim Spokane Police Chief Justin Lundgren describing the first weeks of 2024. By mid-February, Spokane officers had already used lethal force 3 times, including killing 2 men on the same day. Sunday's fatal shooting marks the 6th time this year Spokane officers have used deadly force. In all of 2022 and 23 combined, Spokane police killed 7 people. Right now, deadly force incidents are investigated by a team of other law enforcement agencies. But that's changing under state law and a new state agency.
The manner in which they're done remains the same. The important part is who is doing them. And the watchword on that is independence, that this is a truly independent organization that is not connected to any police agencies, not connected to any prosecuting attorney's office.
Roger Rogoff heads the Office of Independent Investigations, formed by the legislature in 2021. Its investigative teams will staff no current law enforcement, hailed as a first in the nation.
And the public can weigh in on what they think and can see what happened and have some trust that the process is working the way it should.
The office just began its first investigations this month, but only in Region 1 on the west side of the state. Eventually, OII will have investigative hubs statewide, including in Spokane.
I can tell you that we will be expanding into other regions in 2025. I can't tell you which regions and precisely when, because it's completely dependent on resources and primarily where we can hire and find investigators.
For now, Spokane's own investigative team of regional law enforcement is looking into each deadly shooting. Those cases will then go to the county prosecutor, who determines if the shootings were justified or not. Now, I did ask SPD if this could prompt any changes to training or policy on use of force. A spokesperson with the department says each incident is reviewed by a deadly use of force board, but that doesn't happen until the county prosecutor makes a determination. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
An inmate has died in custody in the Grant County Jail, and now sheriff's detectives are investigating what happened. They say corrections deputies went to look for 31-year-old Richard Lambert of Moses Lake this morning when he didn't show up for breakfast. That's when they say they found Lambert unconscious. The Ephrata Fire Department was called and he was declared dead. Grant County Sheriff's Office says their preliminary assessment does not indicate any foul play.